What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Beta Minecraft. I did a little bit of work in between. I wasn't hopping on super often, but I did get started on our farm over there. You can see we've got some sugarcane growing. What's up, Red Reaper? And I was building a little structure for our farmland. But yeah, got a nice little farm setup going over here. Building a little mini farmhouse to basically cut down on me having to run back and forth between here at night, because you got some tips from Toxic. Nice. Throw those on the floor for a second. Okay. You're blind and deaf. See, he giving you some tips on how to be a better player, or what? Was that his video that he did that I should have watched if I was a good friend? Okay. That's cool. But yeah, I had started on this little structure, and I was just working on that, setting up our little farm area. That's really all I got done playing by myself. Did a lot of mining, though. I did do a lot of mining. Got a ton of gravel for making our pathways. Got a bunch of iron, bunch of coal, so we're set up pretty nice. Gotta figure out what else I want to build. Cause I'm thinking I want to. I don't know if I want to build a castle, cause that's like typical. I've built a lot of castles in Minecraft. I want to vary it up a little bit. So like coming over here. I think it could be funny to build a little ice fishing thing. Yeah, most of this ocean is frozen, so I can't really build any kind of port thing. I do want to build some stuff in between the igloo and the farm, just so it's not that big open space. But let's get a. I haven't really come over this way too much. This is a nice little lake. I'm sure we can do something with this at some point. There's all the different colored wool. Yes, they had all the different colored wools, because they had wool all the way back into Alpha, where there's actually 2 colors of wool that we don't have in modern Minecraft. Should try Split Fiction. I tried to play it, my computer can't run it. I need to get a better computer at some point. I think I'm gonna start looking to get money on the side a little bit to... I tried to play it with Eli. He has the game, and we were ready to play it, but he thinks this is not going to grow. But yeah, when we tried to play it, it wouldn't even open on my computer. It was just like, nope, your computer sucks and is poopy garbage. You can't play this game. I was like, well, that certainly is unfortunate. All right, we're trying to do the drag crafting again. Gotta love that. Oh, no, I didn't want to... Oh. Oopsie, we made a pressure plate for no reason. Okay, I'm gonna make another iron pickaxe, because this one's about to break. Toss more stone in here. I'm gonna need a lot of cooked stone slabs to make the roof on that thing. Yeah, there's a lot of games that I want to play. I kind of have to juggle hard drive space. Like I have Doom 2016 that I wanna play through. Oh yeah, we did. I also established a mine. I forgot about that. Sounds like we're near a cave. Not what I meant to place. Like right here. Sounds like we're right next to it. Jeez. Oh well. Did I light up the farm very well? I should have checked that. Let's go run up there. We got a little bit extra. I'm like ready to blow up that wall to figure out where that cave is. I'm like fairly certain we lit up. Yeah, okay, we lit up the farm decent. We could do better, and I'd like to, yeah, I'd like to try and get a roof on here. Let's just go with a cobblestone roof. It looks ugly, but... Oops. We'll, We'll fix it up later. Mac and cheese with chicken. That sounds good. Gosh, now I want mac and cheese. Wow, yeah, that looks horrendously ugly. Okay. Maybe I take all of these back and... I mean, it doesn't look great, but it looks better. I need these stone slabs anyways, so... All right. We are getting ourselves a decent amount of slabs. Love to see it. It's really funny that cave sounds can play outside of caves in this version. I don't know why, that's just so amusing to me. Oh boy. I gotta figure out what we're gonna build. I'm thinking a pirate ship could be cool. We could build a pirate ship. I'd be down for that. That sounds like a huge undertaking, but I'd absolutely be down to build a pirate ship. I'd also be down for a microphone that doesn't want to disconnect every 5 seconds. Gosh, this thing sucks. Ooh, redstone. I don't know how to use that. Be like, break that right there. I'm just gonna go ahead and take all this because I need a bunch of dirt, and stealing it from the surface is starting to get a little harder to make it not noticeable. Saw this really funny post the other day where a guy went and built a giant cross on the r/atheism Minecraft server. Oh, the copper... Yeah, the copper golem's gonna be interesting. I don't know how much I'm gonna use it, because I don't know. I mean, it's cool. I'm glad it's in the game, but it just doesn't seem like something I personally am going to use. I'm not a big like. I don't use anything redstone. I don't automate anything. I'm a very basic Minecraft player, all things considered. I like combat. I like building cool things. Oh, we're at bedrock. Wow, we went down fast. Okay. TP to the Farlands. Uh, that I won. I don't think there's teleporting in this Minecraft in this age of Minecraft. And two, the Farlands are a journey. The fastest route to the Farlands, which requires you glitching onto the nether roof and then glitching back through it to make the nether portal, is 8 hours. The allegations. What? Okay, group. That's an interesting. Yeah, walking takes you a year without glitches. The igloo is doing all right. We're currently building ourselves a little farm area, and I'm gathering a bunch of dirt down here for terraforming. Yeah, group, for some reason, you coming in and saying what are your when we respond to the allegations made me think of the the succulent Chinese meal. What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? This is democracy manifest. Puppy? Where Puppy? Why do I there's a lot of bark. What's going on over here? Why did the barking stop? Okay. Where is Puppy at? Also, Eli, shut up. You know it's a puppy. Oh, there's Puppy. Okay, it wasn't my puppy. Okay, I had a freaking panic attack for a second. I was like, did my dog just die? Oh my gosh. Oh, who freaking trampled my... Did you trample my... Alright. I'm gonna kill and eat you. I wish you dropped edible meat in this version so I could eat you. Alright, back into the mines. I do wish I had some spare bones to get an extra puppy. You fool. That's such a weird audio glitch. I think that was one of the audio glitches that people attributed to Herobrine, right? Where it sounds like a bunch of blocks being broken all at once. To be a kid again. Money is on me winning this week. I appreciate the confidence. Why so sure? I'm in here getting my practice. Yes, I'm practicing in beta Minecraft about how to mine blocks. Because, you know, it just translates so well into modern Minecraft. Also, what's the time limit? Are we setting an hour and a half as the time limit for the game? I don't know why you're so, like... what's with the way you typed that? Like, sure. Nice cave noise. I really want to find these zombies. Are they in a freaking underground river? Like, good grief. Yes, they are in an underground river. Oh, hey. I need food. we're in an interesting spot here. Probably don't need this much gravel. We'll just use gravel to make the staircase. What was supposed to turn into a strip mine has become very weird now. I hope it is still daytime, because if not, I'm in an interesting spot. I have a bunch of iron. Why haven't I made armor yet? Okay, good. It is still daytime. Bork, bork. Bork. Bork, 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 bork. Yeah, we still Gucci. It freaking irritates the absolute piss out of me that you can't even walk on farmland in this version. It was an absolutely phenomenal change to make it so that it was you had to jump on it to ruin it. Because I gotta say, I'm getting real irritated with the fact that I can't even I can't even properly access my farm without breaking it. I can't what? Oh, exit. Yeah, I flubbed. Oh, I forgot that I got gold. Alright, sweet. Actually, I want to keep you on me. We're gonna go to bed. And we're gonna do some terraforming today. I think there's a possibility I think we're gonna end up expanding over to cover this little bit of the, I would say water, but ice right there. I think we are. Who is messaging me? Uh, Hold on just a minute. I have to go do something real quick. I will be right back. Does the game pause whenever I... Yes, okay. I'll be right back. Okay. We're good. We're Gucci. Oh, so interesting news. Uh, I guess it's less news and just more talking about the same thing that's been going on recently. Uh, people are Pirate Software really has made himself a villain for like the entire internet. And while I'm kind of not really paying attention to most of the stuff going on with him now because it's like there's a lot of it that's people just dogpiling on the same issues where it's like, all right, guys, I get you wanted your pound of flesh, but this has already been covered by like 17 other people. There's really no reason for you to keep being like, oh, did you know what Pirate Software said about stop killing games? Like, when it was immediately happening, it made sense to talk about, but now it's just like, okay, guys, it's been talked about. We can move on now. Oh, no, see, that's what's interesting to me, because the thing that I've watched is a developer reviewing his code, a guy who does code reviews for a living, and he said it is possibly the worst code he's ever reviewed. It's like, I've reviewed code from every level of developer, from someone who is just starting to someone who's actually like a manager or team lead in their area of expertise, and Pirate Software is without a doubt the worst code I've ever written, because he's making mistakes that even newbies would figure out is not something you should do. And to the ones who, whenever I criticized Pirate Software's code with the big chunk of text, they were like, oh, well, you know, you're not all that experienced, so you may not know why he did that. Yeah, no, this guy absolutely tore that down. Yes, he did say that. I do remember him saying that. Well, yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. You know what? You know why I think Heroes of the Storm wasn't a super success? Because you already had games like League and Dota that are the dominant games in the market, and to break in as a MOBA is very difficult. You have to separate yourself a lot. And I don't know. I just never heard anybody talk about Heroes of the Storm. I remember seeing things when people were like, oh, Heroes of the Storm, new game, new MOBA coming out. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then never saw anything about it after that. If you had time to stream, that's all you would stream. Yeah, and it may be a solid game. I also think being associated with Blizzard in this day and age is not helpful for a game. Like, they've started to become not only synonymous with just like deplorable actions because of the whole case that I can't say what it was about because I don't know if YouTube won't like that, but You know the one. But also because of people like Pirate Software. And, like, Blizzard just has a reputation for being bad right now. You know, that's not the way it always was. That looks good. I mean, if you did go to work there, I would wish the best for you, because I don't know. I just don't. I'm kind of scared of the way the game development industry, the game dev industry, I mean the gaming industry as a whole, but like with the way some developers have been treated by companies recently, and just how many people are getting laid off from their game dev jobs, it's like it's a very it's an intimidating industry to look into right now. Which is why I'm kind of glad I'm not going for the coding angle anymore. Because the job I want to do now is going to have a lot more security than anything programming related. I'm going to find more what was I going to say? Oh, I got to find more coal. Did I make a pressure plate on accident again? Gosh dang it. Yeah, Subnautica 2. That's been a crazy story. If you haven't seen that, that's wild. Absolutely freaking bonkers, everything going on with Subnautica 2. Tis time to delve into the caves for the night. Yeah, the whole Subnautica 2 situation is crazy. Which is like I'm heading more towards the realm of like personal training, pretty much. Good, that was through the walls. Still safe in here. I'm still stupid because I'm not bringing any food with me, but at least I'm armored up. Oh, no, I'm greatly angered by the actions of that studio. It starts with a K. Why did I lose their name? But either way, like, I hope the developers win that lawsuit against them. Because, like... Oh! We got diamonds! Woo! Let's go! Our first diamonds! Wow, that feels so much more rewarding than finding diamonds in modern Minecraft. Controversial opinion, but food is great. Dude, you gotta be careful. You can't be bringing those kind of opinions into my stream. Like, really? What is wrong with you? Right, yeah. Yeah, you have diamonds, you're cave sound. You're approaching the end of progression. Oops. What was that? Something's breaking blocks over there. I mean, not breaking blocks, but it's... Oh! Well, they could break blocks. Okay, good. They can't get to me. What long-term build did I decide on? I think I want to build a pirate ship. I need to finish my little farm right here so we can actually get a sustainable source of food, but I think I want to build a pirate ship. Ooh, hey there. I'm gonna tuck myself in this little corner and make some... torches. good in here. I'm paying attention, don't worry. Oh, I see where that is. Oops. Oop. Oh, they're just diving into the lava. Oh my gosh, that scared the absolute crap out of me. Dude, 7 whole diamonds? That's crazy. More lapis. Take it. Huh? There are 2 source blocks? Wait, what is going... Does lava work differently in this version? Okay. Okay. Hey. Canon event, finding lapis lazuli and thinking it's diamonds. You know, I don't know that I ever had that issue, but I definitely in modern Minecraft have had the issue of seeing that stupid moss on the wall from across the cavern and thinking it's diamonds. Like me frantically whipping my head around every time I hear a mob. I've had a couple of complaints about this version too. Oh, I've circled all the way around here. Just get away from the lava. Just get away from the lava. Oh, you're up there? Okay. We're good. We're good. I'm not overly panicked right now as long as I'm not standing next to a freaking lava pool. Is there a skeleton spawner up here? Because they're freaking coming out of the woodworks. Hey, buddy. It's just like 85 skeletons coming out of the walls. Like, have I ever chugged sriracha just for fun? I can't say that I have because I'm not a huge fan of the taste of sriracha. Like, it's alright. My keys get audibly more abuse when I'm close to the lava. I don't think there's anything else down here that we need particularly. Well, I stand wildly corrected. I'll take all this gold as well. I don't know what we'll build with the gold, but doesn't hurt to have extra. Oh wait, you can actually craft notch apples in this version, right? They exist in the game? Yeah, you know what? I don't think there's a right or wrong version on which one, which edition of the caves are better. Because honestly, these tight, cramped caves are a lot more stress-inducing. Isn't the right word, but they're more claustrophobic. It doesn't feel like I can just run away from most mob encounters. It feels like I have to actually stand and fight. Okay. Because, like, yeah, modern caves can get overwhelming with the sheer number of mobs that will come at you, but when you can kind of just run away most of the time, it is a little less stressful. I say that, and on Thursday when we're doing the freaking mining mini game, I'm gonna be like, monsters, monsters everywhere. Like, I'm gonna be freaking out. All right. Well, we came out of that little cave experience with 11 diamonds, so I'm happy. Yeah, that's the thing too. You're not gonna light up a new cave to the point where mobs can't spawn. Not unless you're going absolutely ballistic with the torches. Well, would you look at that? I feel like there was always a lot of lava, yeah. Did I accidentally... I destroyed my staircase. Okay. That's fine. I don't want to use my diamonds yet. I want to save them. I'd also like to point out how funny it is. It's the perfect illustration of the difference between old and new Minecraft. I have 11 diamonds and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I have a lot of diamonds." I gathered probably close to 50 some odd diamonds in the first mini game we played on the server. Make 11 jukeboxes. Oh yeah, how are my achievements? What am I missing? Oh, I made a stone hoe, so that doesn't... None of that counts. When pigs fly... Oh, catch and cook a fish. Yeah, I could do that. Stone Hoe, great album name. That's an ancient Christian album from Galilee. Stone Hoe. That's what all the Jews were ready to do in the Bible. When Jesus was like, "Hey, maybe don't kill this woman." I unintentionally came up with another podcast name when we were playing D&D the other night. Uh both of the clerics in my camp. Good grief. Oh my gosh, redstone takes forever to mine. Oh, zombie just burned to death. Okay, that's stupid. I don't know why redstone takes that long to mine. ahead and put it on the source block. Good grief! There's a freaking nightmare amount of lava. I just wanted to block it off and make my little cave. But a piece of my armor... Oh, no, that's right. Yeah, armor durability directly affects its protection level. That's something I don't like either. It kind of makes sense, but... Like, if we're talking realistically, like, yes, armor that's more broken would protect you less, but... I don't think it works for a game like Minecraft. I think the modern armor system... I say modern. It probably was like the next update after this one that was changed. I think it works a lot better. Oh yeah, the podcast. Yeah, that's what I was. So both of our clerics were sat in the same couch, and Eli said something like, "Oh well, he's a cleric," and the other one went, "Yeah, I'm a cleric too." And I was like, "Yeah, we got our freaking cleric couch right here." And Eli was like, "Cleric Couch is a great podcast name." Like, yeah, maybe that's our sequel podcast to Bardic Blunders. maybe I could make Cleric Couch my religious podcast. I don't think we're that close to the surface. Can I audition for the Cleric Couch? Sure, Alex, you can audition for the Cleric Couch. Gospel gossip. Well, I wouldn't want to use the word gossip because the Bible actively says that gossip is bad. So maybe we wouldn't use that word. Tearaway pants for a religious podcast? They tear away to reveal ceremonial robes. Oh boy. I found it really funny. I was on there's a meme page that I follow that makes Christian memes that are like it's not like I used to follow one 10 years ago on Facebook that used all the old memes from that era, which yeah, were funny at the time, but you know, are obviously outdated. But I felt like there was one I just sent to my group chat yesterday that was it's a frog, like a painted picture of a frog, and it says, gentlemen. Yeah, it's a frog wearing a suit with a cross necklace, and it says, "Gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I announce to you that Christ is Lord." That I was just like, okay, that's funny. I need to actually look at this meme page more. And that one was funny. I stumbled upon a second one that was a Catholic meme page, and I was like, oh, okay, Catholic, I can get down with it. What has he got? And it's a bunch of memes about how every other Christian denomination is wrong, and if you're not Catholic, you're going to hell. And I was like, brother, we have the same foundational beliefs. Just because I don't pray to Mary doesn't mean I'm going to hell. Like, what are you talking about? You're losing your mind. That's a huge issue I have with the whole denominational thing. Like, people are like, oh, well, you're Pentecostal, or you're Orthodox, or you're Catholic. You're not the same as me. That means you're wrong, and you're not actually Christian. Like, dude, we all believe that Christ died for our sins. We believe in the Trinity, and we believe in the Nicene Creed. Everything else doesn't really matter. Let's be honest. If you decide that hearing the rain from underground is really creepy in this version because it just sounds like rushing wind. But, like, if you decide that, you know, you want your church ran in a specific way, like, alright, whatever. I'm not gonna... Oh, they're burning in the snow biome because there's no rain. Oh, and the rain went away. But it's like, I'm not gonna tell you how to run your church. If you want to run it in a Catholic way, then all right, fine. Go ahead and run it in a Catholic way. It's a pig. If you prefer the Pentecostal, like, I don't know a whole lot about each specific denomination, but, like, I definitely think there's too much of that kind of stuff that goes on between the denominations. Like, we could be spreading the message of Christ, and instead we're arguing about semantics. Like, come on, man. We should be getting pretty close to having enough to make a roof for our little... Because, like, yeah, you know what? I will push back if Mormons are like, oh, we're Christian too. Because, no, you disagree with fundamental things. Like, Mormons don't believe in the Trinity. So it's like, okay, well, yeah, you're out. You're not really a Christian denomination. Was that the first time that it rained in this world, by the way? Because I don't think it has snowed up to this point. Huh. I don't believe in the Trinity correctly? What? What do you mean? Or are you just talking about what I'm saying with Mormons? Because what Mormons believe, Okay, I always get mixed up between the Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses with some of their specific beliefs. Like, Jehovah's Witnesses believe that Jesus is actually the Archangel Michael. Oh, yeah, no, no. Well, see, it's not like that they disagree on. That's the funny thing. They don't disagree. Uh, right now at work, you do prep work next to a Pentecostal ordained priest who works next to an alcoholic that loves the nightlife. I mean, hey, Jesus dined with the tax collectors, not the Pharisees. He said, "I've come for this. I've come to help the sick. You know, the healthy do not need a practitioner." But like, yeah, you know what? I don't know a whole lot about Pentecostal, but I know they run their church differently than like the church that I go to, which is largely a Baptist church. And I'm fully aware that Catholics don't like pray to Mary in the same way that you pray to God. They're essentially asking Mary or the other saints to pray for them, a prayer of intercession, which I still think is odd, but like I don't think it's necessarily wrong in any way. It's just the way they want to do things. Like, okay, cool. But like that's the issue. Christians of all denominations get caught up arguing with each other on semantics, and it's like, guys, stop. You're pulling the exact holier than thou kind of thing that Jesus rebuked so many times in the Bible. Shut up. Conversations and stories get crazy at times. I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure. Oh, no. No, no. See, okay. Group, I used to believe that too. I was like, oh, well, I was told in high school when we learned about world religions that like, oh, Muslims essentially believe what Christians believe, but they just call God Allah, and I was like, oh, okay. I've learned more about uh the way Islam, like some of the rules of Islam, like what the Quran says, and oh my gosh, no, it's downright disturbing sometimes. For example, there is the belief in Islam that it is a line in the Quran that says women are a tilth, a field to be plowed by men, and that's that, nothing more. Women lack value that men do. Is the belief in Islam that they're literally only there for essentially to be sexual objects for men. They also believe that you can marry a woman. Incredibly disingenuous to say woman. You can marry a girl as soon as puberty is finished, quote unquote, and they believe puberty is finished when the first period happens. Like, that, legitimately, I listened to a debate between a Muslim and a Christian where the Muslim was arguing that you could not only marry, but consummate the marriage with a child. as young as 11 months old. Shut up, group. But like legitimately, the Muslim was saying, "Oh yeah, no, women are done with puberty whenever they have their first period." That's when puberty starts. And then he tried to make the argument that I have legitimately, I can't believe I've seen people try and make this, but it's like, well, why 18? What's the difference between 17, 364 days and 18? What's the difference? The law. The law is the difference. Because if we don't draw a line somewhere, there is no line, and you know, you're making it acceptable to, like, I can't believe that's an argument. Because what's your solution? Okay, yeah, you know what? You want me to be honest? No, there's no difference between somebody physically or mentally at 17, 364 days and 18. There isn't. The only difference is the legality of it. And if you can't seriously wait one day for it to be legal, then you have some serious issues. Oh, I mean, I'm not going to act like every single Christian is perfect, because definitely not. Nobody is. Nobody. And even, but the thing for me is, as a Christian, you have to twist the words of the Bible to fall in line with what you want it to fall into when you're doing wrong. Because I have seen that plenty, where it's just like, oh, well, look, the Bible says right here that women submit to your husbands. That means that I'm the ruler over my woman and I get to tell her what to do. No, it's not. It's not at all. Because you're also ignoring the next passage, the very next verse. Men, do for your women as Christ has done for the church. What did Christ do for the church? He died for the church. As a man, you're supposed to be willing to die for your woman. It is not, oh, hey, I get to control my woman and tell her what to do. It's supposed to be an even relationship. Yes, the man is supposed to be the one that provides for the woman, protects her. That's his purpose. But protector does not mean sole authority, and, you know, like, what I don't like when people try and twist it that way. And it has been done. But absolutely, but the thing that gets me with with Islam, it's the texts. It's the actual texts saying, hey, yeah, it's okay to treat women as second-class citizens. Like, it's actually the way God intended, the way Allah intended. Does that mean I'm a bad husband if I don't get nailed on the cross? I mean, I don't think you have to get nailed on a cross, but, like, yeah, you know what? If the option is, I'll shoot you, or I'll shoot your wife, yeah, you're gonna shoot me every single time. I'm not going to allow you to bring harm to my wife. That's my role. And it's the same with my children. Like, no, I'm not gonna allow you to bring harm to my children. I will protect them, and I will die trying. Or I will die trying. And I will die trying. I will die. But there's so many other crazy. I can get nailed anywhere. Great, that makes family starting a lot easier. but there's certain other, like, for some reason, all over the Quran, it's a lot of the decrees made by Allah that only Muhammad could hear are very coincidentally super beneficial to Muhammad. Hear it decreed by Allah that no man should take more than 4 wives, that men are allowed to take up to 4 wives. But Muhammad, you can take as many wives as you want. You're allowed to, because you're the prophet. So of course. Uh, uh, the Mecca that Muslims always have their big, you know, cube that they pray to and everything. That was a pagan practice. The pagans of the time, like, prayed towards that cube at Mecca, and the Muslims initially prayed towards Jerusalem. But when the Jewish people rebuked Muhammad for not really knowing what their texts say and being a false prophet, he was like, well, you know what? I'm going to go pray to my own thing that's different from yours, and it's going to be right, and it's going to be better. And in that passage, Allah says, pray to the whatever I forget what the term they use for it is, but pray towards that which pleases you, prophet. The 72 versions were never stipulated to be women. I mean, yeah, why would it be? Muhammad had in the texts of Islam, Muhammad had a homosexual encounter with multiple other men. Not a joke. If you want to learn you something real weird and kind of disturbing, look up Muhammad and the Men of Al-Zut. It is so unbelievable. It speaks of the prophet going out into the desert to meet with a bunch of men, and these men riding him. Muhammad is a bi icon. It's just the thing that always gets me about it is, like, Muhammad is like, oh, he's the prophet. He's infallible, he's perfect, he's whatever. And not only is he so wrong about so many of the things, because he'll make statement of fact things about, like, Christianity and Judaism. He will speak, like, the Quran speaks of the texts that the Christians and Jews of the time had. And he says, oh, yes, those texts came from Allah as well. Those are also holy texts. But then you look at what the Quran says, and it completely contradicts the Torah and the what the Muslims call the Injil, which is the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. So they completely contradict each other. So it's like, okay, well, if the Quran is true, then the Quran is false, because it says, yes, read everything, believe everything that these texts say, but they contradict this text, so, you know, that makes it wrong. But then, if that's not true, if those aren't also books from Allah, then the Quran is false. So the Quran is false either way. There's so many... No, the Bible doesn't... Where does the Bible contradict itself? I'm intrigued now. Because I'm thinking of a couple things that you might cite, because I've seen them cited before as contradictions. Like people saying that in the book of Jonah, when Jonah speaks on, God tells Jonah to go to Nineveh and preach, so that they may be saved, and that if he doesn't and they do not repent, then and turn from their evil ways, then they will be destroyed. And, you know, Jonah goes through the whole thing, not wanting to go to Nineveh because he doesn't want them to be saved, and because he thinks they're horrible. He gets swallowed by the fish, the whole story. But then he goes to Nineveh, he preaches, they repent of their evil ways and turn towards the Lord, and people are like, oh, see, the Bible contradicted itself. God said he would destroy them. Or God changed his mind. I thought God couldn't change his mind. God didn't change his mind. He said, if they do not, they will be destroyed. That means if they did, they wouldn't be destroyed. That's not him changing his mind. Like, there's things like that I've seen that people try to argue. Or like Jesus saying, I have come to fulfill the laws of Moses. And, you know, some people take that as, oh, well, that's the Bible contradicting itself because Jesus says you don't have to listen to all that other stuff. But if you read what Jesus is saying, that's not actually that's not a contradiction. Because a lot of the things Jesus says, like he makes all things that were unclean for the people of that time, he makes them clean. Says you in Christ you do not have to follow the laws of the Old Testament that are like, you can't eat pork because it's unclean. You can't eat, you know, like that's, he abolishes that part of the, not abolishes isn't the right word, because that can get confounded as meaning something else, but let's make 2 shovels. Because if you read, it's, I'm not gonna know the Bible verses off the top of my head, I'll admit. Okay, Samuel 3, hold on, let me open up my Bible. Now I'm gonna clarify, I might not be able to answer this perfectly because I'm not exactly the supreme authority on everything in the Bible, but Jesus had brothers and sisters, because there is a part in the gospel that states that people brought to Jesus was preaching inside a temple or something, and said that his mother and his brothers were mothers and brothers and sisters were there to see him or something like that. And he said, am I not already in the presence of my mothers and brothers and sisters? And pointing out the people around him that he's preaching to and his disciples. Let's see. Samuel 13:1. First Samuel or Second Samuel? I'll look at both. Samuel 13:1. Saul lived for 1 year and then became king, and when he had reigned for 2 years over Israel, Saul chose 3,000 men of Israel. Let's see. I want to look at the end of 1 Samuel 12. I have obeyed your voice. Now behold, the king walks before you, mauled in gray. Okay, so it is First Samuel. And then Acts is in the New Testament, correct? Acts 13:21. After that, he gave them judges until Samuel the prophet. Then they asked for a king, and God gave them Saul the son of Kish, a man of the tribe of Benjamin, for 40 years. And when he had removed him, he raised up David to be king. So let me look back at Samuel, because I want to make sure. 1 Samuel 13:1. I don't see how that's a contradiction, because I think Acts is saying that Saul was king for 40 years, whereas here in Samuel it says when he had reigned for 2 years over Israel, Saul chose 3,000 men of Israel. 2,000 were with Saul in, I'm not going to say that correctly, Michmash and the hill country of Bethel, and 1,000 were with Jonathan in Gibeah of Benjamin. The rest of the people he sent home, every man to his tent. So I think that's saying at the point that he appointed he chose the 3,000 men, he had reigned for 2 years. This is the exact reason I wanted to study. I'll be real. So I'll be transparent on it. After the whole pirate software situation where I followed him, I thought he knew what he was talking about. I believed a lot of the things he said, and then after realizing that I was deceived and I really didn't know as much as I thought, nor did he, but I after thinking about that more, I was like, I was so easily tricked with something I thought I had more knowledge on. Like, what does that say about, if could the same thing happen to me if somebody came along with Christianity and was telling me lies? Do I know enough? Like, I think I need to study more, and I need to get more understanding and learn how to study the Bible better. Like, legitimately, I gotta give a huge thanks to Pirate Software, because the whole situation of him being incredibly egotistical has made me a better Christian. Like, because, I always did, like, oh, well, yeah, I try to do good, I try and help people, I, pray for people and everything, but I wasn't really learning from my Bible. I wasn't really doing it. But after that situation, I mean, obviously, God gives a level of discernment more for false prophets speaking on his word than something like Pirate Software lying about being a super developer. But it was still a thought that occurred to me, and I was like, I think I need to improve. Stop giving me one freaking seed. Please. Yeah, okay. When did I get a music disc? Hold up, I just noticed. When did I get a music disc? Did anybody else notice that? Labeling Pirate Software as a false prophet is deeply funny to me. I mean, not necessarily what I was going for, but it's not incorrect. He's more so just a liar, but calling him a false prophet is kind of funny. He wasn't making any religious claims. Have I had that for a while now? I did not notice that. When did I kill a creeper with a skeleton? I can't believe that sat in my inventory for that long and I haven't noticed it. See how easy you are to lie to? Oh man, I need to study Minecraft more. Oh boy. I'll plant some of these. What's up, Restless? How you doing? How's your day going? Oops. Oh, Hero Brian, our savior. But yeah, that I'm trying not to talk about it as much because I know it's the popular internet drama, but that pirate software, the whole situation from the beginning has actually had a fairly profound effect on me. Elden Ring New Game Plus is fun. It is not the best New Game Plus in the series, but it is enjoyable. What's going on, Restless? What's the matter? What's troubling you? Massive headache. Oh. Yeah, that's rough. Since the start? When on earth did I get... I wasn't really fighting mobs off stream. I actually legitimately think I didn't fight a single mob off stream, so... Did I get that in the first stream at some point? And it's been in my inventory literally for like... Wow, that's kind of crazy. Oh, no, I remember. I found a dungeon off stream. That's what it was. That's where I got it. Okay. Wow, I completely forgot about that. Until I saw that music disc, I was like, where? Okay, yeah, I remember now. I did find a dungeon. I forgot about that. Where was that? Oh, let me get rid of this last half stack of dirt and... Yeah, okay. Yeah, once I remembered, I did find a dungeon. It was in one of these caves over here that I was collecting, resources from. one, though. Is it the waterfall cave? It wasn't this one. 'Cause that's the one I've been exploring the whole stream. We're about midday, we're fine. Okay. Because, yeah, I mean, I wasn't exactly keeping it secret. But, yes, full clarification. I have been playing this world off-stream just because I was like... I kind of want to have a game that I can just play when I don't... Oh, yep, there it is. There it is. It was in here. Okay. So this is where I got it from. I forgot that I had found this. That's funny. I've had it there in my inventory literally all stream, and it did not register until that moment. I did leave some coal. I'll grab that later. I don't really super need it right now. I want to start getting the roof on my farmhouse. What is the name of the Romans? Which Romans? Also, what's up? Asim Soma? I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly. You didn't even have to find it out through that. I legit opened the stream like, hey, look at this stuff I build while off stream. Oh my gosh, I forgot you can't place on the top of a block in this version. You can't place a half slab on the top half of a block without there being one on the bottom half already. Okay, we'll figure this out. I'm not sure what you mean by saying type the code. Do it like this then. I think he's speaking in riddles 3. This is how I did it, like this, and then... Yes, it was out over the grass block. Gotcha. Like this. A few more words, sleeper agent instincts will kick in. Sheep, get off my farmland! Ow. I think we want to go out one here. that. That also means I'm going to need a freaking crap ton more blocks. More of these half slabs. Okay, I did go immediately out one. There's 3 there. Like that, like that. All right. I'm happy with that. Now it's doing that with every block in the middle. Or do I... Ooh, idea! Let's do this. So we're gonna do a perimeter around it that's like this. And then the middle is gonna be all glass. But yeah, no, speaking on the Bible, I love that a lot of people depict Jesus as like, oh, you know, he was always super respectful and he was, you know, like whatever. But I don't know what Bible some of these people have read, because Jesus was he had some heat sometimes. Like for example, in Matthew 12:22, Jesus is driving the demons out of a man. Says, then a demon-oppressed man who was blind and mute was brought to him, and he healed him, so that the man spoke and saw. And all the people were amazed and said, can this be the son of David? But when the Pharisees heard it, they said, it is only by Beelzebul, the prince of demons, that this man casts out demons. So they straight up say, oh, him casting out demons, that's Satan. Bold claim, but, you know, not unexpected of the Pharisees. And so that's what they're saying. The Pharisees say that Jesus is driving out demons by the power of Satan. That is the claim they're making. Not what I wanted to do. Why won't you place the block? All right, fine. There's a torch there. Happy now? Of course I knocked that one off. But Jesus responds, every kingdom divided against itself laid waste, and no city or house divided against itself will stand. And if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How then will his kingdom stand? And if I cast out demons by Beelzebul, by whom do your sons cast them out? That by sons say, meaning their priests. Therefore they will be your judges. But if it is by the Spirit of God that I cast out demons, then the kingdom of God has come upon you. But if we go further down, either make the tree good and its fruit good, or make the tree bad and its fruit bad. For the tree is known by its fruit. You brood of vipers. He calls the Pharisees a brood of vipers. Like, he wasn't messing around when he said that. And like another point. Now, I have to clarify before I say this, because some people will be like, oh, what is... Satan, the actual term Satan, means adversary. Satan is not the name of the devil, just as the devil is not the name. Lucifer is the name that is commonly depicted, but I don't know if we actually know the name of the devil. But I have to clarify that, because Satan does just mean adversary. But when Jesus is telling the disciples that he will die on the cross, Peter says, no, you're not going to die. That's not what's going to happen. And Jesus says, get behind me, Satan. Like, hey, adversary, stand behind me. Yes, he says that to one of his 12 disciples. I think my favorite one, though, is when the people had turned the temple grounds into essentially a marketplace, and Jesus pulls out no, he doesn't even just pull out the whip. He makes a whip. Jesus specifically crafts a whip. And comes back and clears the market with it. Oh, did I unintentionally do it on this side? I think I did. 4. Yeah, no, we're good. We'll check on this side. Make sure everything's she's really out here using Satan the way Twitter uses Hitler. I mean, he was not messing around with that. He was like, no. You cannot look me in the face and tell me what I am saying is not the truth like that, Peter. All right, I can stop cooking these and start collecting sand. I think I already have a bunch of sand. You stop it. I do. Get to cooking. That legitimately, I was gonna say, that might be too far to walk. Also, I know I didn't acknowledge it, but the devil's name being Steve from accounting is really funny. Away from me, Steve. You have no powers here. I gotta say, I miss this old terrain generation. That, like, there's something so unique about the way terrain generated. I know this isn't even the most extreme. I want to get the data pack that brings back the terrain generation from, like, alpha. What if the devil's name was Jose? That's funny. Oh. If the devil's name was Jose, then I'd have a lot of questions to ask to the forklift driver at work. Okay. Just quick questions. Would that mean no way, Jose? Oh my gosh, the two of you saying it at like the same time. That is hilarious. I love that. Whew, yeah, that was funny. That that was funny. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Another thing that I find funny. There's a point when I don't remember the exact. I'll be able to tell you in a bit once I'm done reading the Gospels through. But there is a parable. Jesus speaks in parables a lot, and there's one of the parables that that Jesus tells the people. The guy he's telling it to is like, "Can you tell me what that means? Because I don't know what you're saying." And Jesus is essentially like, "You dumb." Like, not that blunt, of course. Oh gosh, oh my gosh. Oh, oh. that that actually scared me. That was legitimate. There was fear. There was fear in that one. Oh my gosh. Whew. Oh, goodness. Alright, I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. Yeah, Jesus is essentially like, you need to use your head for more thinking than you are currently. Oh my gosh. That got me. That's the biggest jump scare I've had in any game in a while. No, sheepies. I think I do need some wool. You know, if I'm gonna make a pirate ship. That sheep just despawned out of fear. It's like, I see him killing all those other sheep. I'm not sticking around. I need to figure out a better layout for this farm so that I can actually farm stuff without breaking it. Yeah, I know. Like, I heard the zombie and I was like, oh, okay, there's a zombie somewhere nearby. And it's just like, oh, man. He got me on that one. That was... Props to that zombie. Was not expecting that. Also, does sugarcane actually have a point in this version? I know you can make sugar out of it, and that's what you need to make the cake, but... I think it'd be cool to build an ice hockey rink over there. Does that have any more point that... What? I'm a little confused as to, what you're saying there. We're gonna start growing shrooms in our house. That is a freaking socially distant mushroom. It does not want to be next to any others. Don't eat my shrooms, okay? Trust me, you don't want to. Fair enough. Fair enough. I was just trying to think if it had any uses outside the cake. I already have a second shovel. Why are those 4 pieces of ice lit up differently? Oh, because there's snowfall on... Okay, I see. There's no way to collect ice in this version, is there? Like if I go get a bucket of water and put it over here, will it freeze? First time in a bit I'm sleeping in this bed. Okay. Oh. There's no way, right? That's got to be fake. There's a guy who says there's a crafting recipe for ice, taking a bucket of water and 8 snowballs. But I doubt that. Not without mods. Okay. So yeah, maybe out there we can build an ice rink, but let's. I want to see. We'll leave that there. I'll come back and check on it later. It may only be during storms, which apparently are incredibly infrequent. How? Oh. Apparently it only rains during the night. Intriguing. Okay. Is our glass almost done? No, because we ran out of coal. Oh, wait, there's not even a middle. Yeah, hold on. Do it like that. And we can... Or, no. It's over here. The roof being off-center? What are you talking about? This or this? What's off-center about it? One side isn't the same. This one? How is it not the same? 4 there, 4 there. 4 in between. 6 outside. I don't see what the... I don't see what's different. I was gonna say, there's nothing wrong with that. I can, but I have to smelt a bunch more stone. Would it? Oh, it looks good. Oh. We'll do it. Well, it's not the most sophisticated thing I've ever built, but I think it's a good start. I kind of want to... just do that. Yeah, let's do that. Gets rid of most of the stone stairs, too. That's a big... what the... what? Are all the blocks like that? No. Why is this... why is the cobblestone stair so big? The new RFS is out? What is that? Can I do this through the... because it levels up? Okay. That's a joke I should be making. Welcome in. I have it in... it's on this side, so it's... Right there. We'll have a real nice farmland soon. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a second furnace in here. How's it going? Let's get some sleep. Apparently this house counts as a cave. Fascinating. Did I have more glass in here? I did. Not a lot, but we'll take it. Yeah, not much. We're just we're building ourselves our little farm here. What? Something sad happened? What happened? We're gonna transfer this over to doing stone. Even though we need more glass, I'm get some more. Do I have smooth? I do have a lot of smooth stone in here. We shouldn't need that much. I made a freaking pressure plate again. Gosh. That's 3. Alright. This Aether streamer died and he crashed out? Well, that's unfortunate. What? Okay. That was incredibly rude of me. I'm sorry, chicken. Very unnecessary. Can you shear sheep in this version? Hey, sheepy. Okay, you can. And you actually get a lot more wool, so be doing that. You're a light gray, aren't you? Cool. That could be another challenge we have. Try and collect every wool color. Oh, man. That's the way it is sometimes. Sometimes as a streamer, you don't have anybody... Oh my gosh, that spider's stuck. Is this a brown sheep? Why was he so washed out? Also, just so you know, you don't need to type in all caps. You can go into lowercase. You gotta be careful because YouTube might mute you if you talk in all caps too much. What's so confusing, group? Ooh, more shrooms. This would be perfect for my shroom cave. I'll look away for a second and someone died. Yeah, he was talking about a different streamer. This is cool. I didn't see this before. I want to build something in here. Got 31 wool. I'm not making fun of you. We're asking what the other streamer was playing. Was it the Aether mod for Minecraft? Is that what he was playing? I make fun of everyone. Okay. I was gonna say, I mean, you're not lying, because there is extensive evidence of your, you harshing my mellow. Okay, no need for all the emojis. Bork. I have more shrooms. Excuse me, puppy. Alright, fantastic. Oh, no. I knew there wasn't snow golems in this version. He's just a snowman. I knew snow golems didn't exist. Alright, you're gonna have to stop with the emoji spam or else you're gonna get muted. That's what I'd say too. I mean, I made it on stream. You can see, you can go back to the first stream and watch me make it. I think I'm even like, I'm gonna make a snowman. We're not making fun of you. We're talking about what you said. What the heck did I just do? Okay, apparently if you hit F, it changes the fog. Okay. We're not gonna do that. Told you not to emoji spam and you didn't listen. Don't worry, he's gone. Gotta learn a lesson somehow, kid. I don't know. I don't know what that was all about, but he had some sort of imaginary beef. You really got his gander somehow. I need a little bit more. I need 7 more. That's like the worst. What if he was the streamer that died? I only need 6, but... No, I need 9 because of... Yeah. He was the streamer that died and came to haunt us in another chat room. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was obviously a little kid, but I don't know what... He had one message that wasn't all in caps locks and a bunch of emojis. For some reason. Yeah, right, exactly. Well, and not to mention, like, you know what? A kid that young shouldn't be watching my channel. Not like I'm making a ton of horrendous jokes or anything like that, or cursing constantly, but still, like, you should be on YouTube Kids. You should not be on regular YouTube if you're that young. I'm sorry. Nice try trying to scare me, cave sound, you stupid. I'm probably still gonna need all that sand. I was like, I don't need that much. Oh man, yeah. I think the only problem with that is that a lot of the Bible talk that I'm talking about is not one a kid would understand. So it's just kind of like, it wouldn't really mean anything to a kid that young. Like there's a reason I'm not a youth pastor or anything like that. I don't know how to make the Bible understandable to a kid necessarily. There's certain things that I can explain, like I tried with my nephew to like tell him not to use God's name in vain and like that kind of stuff, but shout out to that one kid where he was perplexed by the concept of streaming for fun. Oh my gosh, that was one of the funniest moments that has ever occurred on my streams. That kid being like, you're stupid for streaming for not streaming for money. What's the point of streaming with one viewer? And I'm like, well, I don't have one viewer. I have multiple viewers in stream right now. And he's like, what's the point of streaming with 10 viewers? I'm like, well, if you don't have 10 viewers at one point, then like every streamer had to have 10 viewers at one point. Mr. Beast had 10 subs at one point, and now he's at 300 million. What's your point? It's just like, you're not making any money. I'm like, yeah, and that's not what this is for. Like, if I could make money off of it, cool, but it's funny because I was trying to provide counter arguments to everything he was saying, and everybody else was just dogpiling on him. That was so funny. And then he tried to play like the boogeyman, like, oh, you can't get rid of me. he did like the Snap Cube Eggman, the you fool. I have 70 alternative accounts. Like he I was like, if you want to be respectful, you can stick around. I don't mind having conversations like this, but the second you start becoming insulting, I think the funniest part about it though was the way it was like he was trying to, be all cool and I'm so much smarter than you because I would actually stream for money. You're stupid if you don't want to stream for money. And then you called him kid. You said he's like probably, or well, no, was it you group or was it me that said he's probably like 12 years old? And he lost it. He lost his mind after that. And we were like, yep, you know what? I think we hit the nail on the head with that one. I think you are 12 years old. Yeah, it's all you come back in and are just like, oh, hey, how are you doing? Oh, what a trip. What a trip. He popped in like 2 other streams too. And like actually stuck around for a bit and seemed semi. I mean, he was still being kind of a tool, but it wasn't as bad as the first time. Oh my gosh, yeah, it was so funny too because he was pulling like keeping up this facade of like I'm so cool and I'm intelligent because I think you shouldn't stream for that, and I'm so much smarter than you. Like clearly, you're the one in the wrong because you're whatever. And like I was responded to him with like Bible verses and stuff like that. And he was like, "Well, no, you're just stupid because you don't want money." And then, yeah, that called him 12, and he was like, "I am not 12. You're stupid and you suck. And you're an idiot." Like he fell apart after that. It's like, oh, you are 12 years old. Struck a nerve, did I? Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was me or you because I know I felt like it was one of the two of us. Eli wasn't having any of it. He was just like, "All right, I'm gonna ban this kid." I think he joined in at a certain point after the kid started bringing in his alternate accounts. Oh boy, what a fun time that was. But I mean, I firmly believe that children should not be on the internet like that at that age. Especially now. Like I was a young kid on the internet too, but I feel like there's just so much that's different now compared to the way it used to be. Like you certainly had some more Wild West internet stuff going on. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's I mean it's exactly the thing like I whenever I have kids, I'm not going to I try to so when I am talking to a teenager, which not very often obviously cuz I mean I'm not in school anymore, but like whenever I've talked to relatives who are around that age, like I'll talk with my cousins' kids or stuff like that, which there's really only one that's a teenager now, but I always try and respect their view on things because I understand that like yeah, when you're that age, typically people just blow you off like, ah no, you're a stupid kid, you don't know what you're talking about. And that can get frustrating. But at the same time, it's like, okay, so why do you think that way? But you know, you also can be wrong about things, and you know, if I can open up your perspective to that, you know, not dismissing your view, but trying to open it rather. Back in the day, the internet was a neat little thing. Yeah, it's a massive addiction machine, and you have everybody is trying um to pull kids into some sort of gambling or that you know it it's become a thing to target kids because if you can uh get a kid to get pulled into your product or your game or whatever it is, they're much more susceptible to get addicted to it and be stuck to it, and you know. Oh, hey, look at that. We found a dungeon. We got some wheat. We got a saddle. We can ride a pig now. We got another music disc. Let's go. Is there anything I don't need? I can always come back and grab this. It's not like it's super far away. Yeah, no, 100%. I've warned my my sister-in-law about some of the things, because like my nephew will watch some YouTube things, and I've been like, hey, we gotta, you know, make sure you're monitoring what he's watching, basically. Yeah, I didn't forget about the music disc. I'm gonna find it 6 streams from now. Where did I get the music disc? Oh, that was odd. But yeah, I've been like, I'm sure she understands, but I'm also on the internet more than she is, and I understand a lot of the things more intricately because of that. And so I've been letting her know, like, hey, watch out for this. You know. Yes, the Elsa. Yeah, absolutely. That thing is so disturbing. And that's exactly the kind of stuff that I was warning her about. Like, oh my gosh. This would be very scary if they could hit the broadside of a barn. But yeah, that whole Elsa Gate thing, yeah, that was disturbing. But I mean, there's so much more than just that too, because I mean, it's a lot. Like there's channels that would fall right in line with what my nephew would be interested in watching that are like, they're just straight up abusing animals for content because kids aren't able to recognize what they're doing is wrong. Whatever happened to quality kids media? People realized that they could get to kids and influence them in ways that would be beneficial. So that's what a lot of kids media has shifted to. Like the whole thing, you know, the Coco Melon? Have you seen the whole thing with that? How they've actually been sued, I think? Or like they had an investigation done on them because they're specifically looking at psychological manipulation to keep kids addicted to their content. Like, Cocomelon is actually psychologically addictive. Oh yeah, no, Cocomelon's terrible. Yeah, it's because there's like an actual phenomenon of kids having temper tantrums whenever they have Cocomelon turned off, and it's not just like oh well, it's just the kid's been raised poorly. Like, legitimately, Cocomelon has psychological effects on kids that watch it that make it addictive. Insane. Oh, you know what? No, I watched those same things. Dude, did you have the same horrifying realization when you grew up and looked back at Totally Spies? Like, oh gosh, that show is it's something. It's something, that's for sure. Welcome back, Alex. All right. We're almost there. I just need to expand this out a little bit and we can get the path over to the farmland set up. Ooh, I didn't check. Is the water frozen? It is frozen. So if I transfer a bunch of water into that empty spot, it will eventually freeze over. But yeah, no, like, Totally Spies was like every single episode was some. I can't really dance around it. It was some fetish stuff. Like, it was freaky. It explains some things. what 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 things does it explain? Just just a little curious. No further comment. Okay, you know what? Fair enough. I'm thinking perhaps that I do not want to know. Oh, why? Why are you doing that? Okay, I guess I need to take it out of a 1 block deep. Or else it screws it up. It's weird. iCarly is still the more evil of the two? Yeah, because of the behind the scenes stuff. I think in general, like, overarching, I don't think it was as bad as Totally Spies, but because of all the stuff behind the scenes, yeah, no. No. That was bad. That was bad. Oh, it's already freezing. I kind of need to hurry then, because I don't want all the source blocks to freeze. Yeah. Yep. No, that was some very, very evil people worked on that. On in that company, really. And I was very disheartened when the dude, what was his name? TiVo? It wasn't Tebow. Was it Tebow? The guy who worked at the smoothie place. I didn't think it was Tebow, because that's like Tim Tebow. Like, I feel that would have been a little too close in time. How are my shrooms growing? It was Tebow. Okay. Yeah, he actually came out with a stunning defense of Dan Schneider. Okay. We're almost frozen over there. I didn't notice those pumpkins there. What else do we want to build? Oh, I'm also past time a little bit. But I might get started on my ice hockey rink in between. We won't make this a weekly thing. Obviously, I didn't do this last week, but um we'll pop into beta every once in a while, do a stream. I like these chill streams. Plus I've like we've gotten especially religious on these beta streams, which I like. I like having conversations like that. It's very chill and relaxed. I'm not like frantic trying to fight a boss or, shoot bad guys, whatever kind of crazy stuff other games. So it lets us have some laid back conversations. Oh my gosh, dude, don't even get me started. I freaking I like I so I hate it on multiple fronts because I think the whole Trump regime is just absolutely moronic with the way this is being handled, and like it's infuriating to watch. It's infuriating to watch. But the other thing that's infuriating is so many people who are blue or liberal, whatever, are being like, "See, we told you he was bad." Do you think the other one was gonna be any better? Do you have the delusion in your head that if Kamala got elected, this would be going differently? Because it wouldn't. The government is corrupt as a whole. That's the problem with it. But most people are ready to have that conversation. So I'm going to stop because it typically gets me fired up. But thank you, everybody, so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll be back tomorrow for the podcast. We'll probably finally be talking about something other than Stop Killing Games, like we have the last 3 weeks, I think. But yeah. Hope everybody has a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.